Hello, I'm John Axtell from Brooklands Radio and also from Guildford Astronomical Society. So I'm just introducing my constellation of the month for December. So in the last couple of months we've looked at Cassiopeia, we've looked at Pegasus and we've looked at Andromeda, and these are all characters from a Greek mythological story. So this month's constellation is one that completes that story. So let's go over to the slides and we'll introduce December's constellation of the month.
So here we are at this constellation of the month, and for those of you that like to have a go at identifying it, here's the picture of the star field. But which one is it? Here's a couple of clues. There's the first clue. There's the Pleiades down in the bottom left-hand corner, and up the top right you'll see that there's another star cluster. That's the double cluster, sometimes known as the sword handle. So that must tell you that yes, it's Perseus. Let's have a look at our Brook Bond cards, T cards. So as you can see, it's a bit of a stretch of the imagination to get a warrior out of that group of stars, but that's what they did in the old days. Main star here is Murphak, as the notes say, used as a navigation star, and another interesting star just here called Algol. It's a variable star that goes between second and fourth magnitude, and it only takes a few hours to do this. It can do, and it's sometimes known as the winking star, and that's because or blinking star I should say. It's likened to be the eye of the Gorgon, which you can see that Perseus is carrying. Medusa, her name was. So where do we find it? Well, it's very easy to find at this time of the year. So this is a picture of the night sky at about mid-month. So as you can see, it's more or less overhead by mid-month, at about 10 o'clock at night. And these are the stars and the objects that you'll see in it. So in addition to one of those clusters, the double cluster that you can already see on the picture here, it's got a couple of messier objects. Here's the first, a planetary nebula, M76, the little dumbbell, and there's an open cluster, M34, within the confines of the constellation. Another quite famous object is the California Nebula. You'll see a picture of that a little bit later on. And here there are two Caldwell objects. That's the Perseus AE galaxy and the double cluster that we've already mentioned before. And there's Algol, the variable star that I mentioned earlier. So let's have a quick look at those objects. M34, the open cluster. There's the details, no need for me to read them out. And here is the little dumbbell. So an open cluster, a group of stars collected together, gravitationally bound, probably formed out of the same cloud of gas that condensed into various stars. The little dumbbell is the gas that's left after a star has died and sloughed off its outer atmosphere. The Caldwell objects, here's that double cluster. Again, two open clusters very close together, set against the backdrop of the Milky Way. It's a wonderful sight. Binoculars is fine. A rich field telescope even better, but binoculars still show you a tremendous number of stars within that cluster. You would need a good telescope for this one though, the Perseus AE galaxy, a long way away. 230 million light years away. And here is that California Nebula. You can see why it's called that. It looks like the side of California over there in the United States and off the coast of Mexico. And that's it. That's the constellation. Easy to find. Enjoy looking at it. Goodbye.